Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing my mid-year freak out book tag. I've done this once before and honestly it's just a bit fun and it's a good way to reflect on what you've read. I haven't read that much this year, but I saw some books to talk about, so let's just get into the video. Okay, the first question is, what's the best book you've read so far this year? This was really hard for me because even though I haven't read a lot, I've read some really good ones. So I had to really think about this, but it had to come down to this book because it was just everything I wanted it to be and everything I was looking for, and it just delivered on so many levels, and that's Love from A to Z. This book was like the first book that I felt like 100% the Muslim representation was what I wanted. Like, because I'm sick of seeing like some Muslim girl, she's all this like girl with a hijab and she's all like pious, and in like second episode she meets some guy and she's suddenly like a party animal and the hijab just goes out the window, and it just get tiring reading about that so much. But this was so cute. It follows two people, Adam and Zara. Adam is someone who has just been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, so he's still going to school. He just doesn't see the point anymore. He wants to live this life to the fullest, but he hasn't told his father because he doesn't want to worry his father, cause his father any more pain than his father's already dealing with. And then Zara is someone that she wants to stick up. She does not want to let anyone tell her that Muslims are bad, because in her eyes they're not, because she is Muslim and she knows that she's not bad, she's not a terrorist, she's not a bad person. So she gets into like an argument with her teacher and she gets suspended, and so she has to go out to Doha to live with her auntie till the summer holidays. And her and Adam actually meet each other on a plane, and their meeting is so crazy because they both keep these journals called Marvels and Oddities, and they always write down like what a marvel there is, what an oddity, and it's such a cute format as well, the way the book's written. If you haven't read this, I would highly recommend. You just need to pick it up, you just need to read it, and you just need to love it. So that's definitely my favourite book, and there's many more as well. Okay, the next question is, what is your favourite sequel of this year been? And that would have to be Down Among the Sticks and Bones, which is the second book in the Wayward Children series. I was kind of wary at first going into the series because I just thought it was I thought it'd be really fantasy heavy. I thought it just wouldn't be for me, but it's amazing. This second book follows characters Jack and Jill from the first book, and honestly it's so nice sometimes just seeing a deeper understanding of characters and seeing their backstory a bit more, because I think sometimes it can make you feel very different about a character. It can either make you dislike them more or like them more, and it kind of just, because I feel sometimes when you don't get that backstory, a character can be very flat and you're just like good or bad, but no one's really good or bad or happy or sad. There's always like a mix of emotions, a mix of feelings, a mix of personality. So definitely this really helped open my eyes a bit more and also understand the story more, and I'm excited to go on and read the rest of the series. And I think when you really like a sequel, you just want to keep going, you want to just get through the whole series. So definitely I'll definitely be continuing the series for the rest of the year. Okay, so the two next questions I'm going to answer together just because I actually have no answer for them. So it's a new release you've read and your most anticipated release for the rest of the year. I'm putting these together because I actually haven't read a new release that's come out in 2020 yet. I've been trying to focus on my TBR and like clearing it and just kind of reading what I've wanted to read for so long, but I've been like putting off for one reason or another. And also I haven't really looked at new releases because at the moment, as I said, I'm trying to concentrate on my TBR. So maybe later in the year I will pick up one. I probably will, and I probably will look more into, you know, everything and what's coming out, but currently I haven't. So yeah, that's definitely something I have to focus on more. Okay, the next question is like honestly one of my least favourite ones because I love to talk about how much I love a book and how great it was, but this one is my biggest disappointment of the year, and that would have to be Someone to Love by Melissa de la Cruz. Okay, so this book, it's my biggest disappointment, but I'm not completely shocked by it because this is a book that I just got my friend to I told her randomly pick a book out from the shelf, and she picked this one up, and at first I was like, this looks like a kind of 2005 YA kind of book. I actually didn't know when it came out, but you know, that's just like what the book looks like, and I was like, oh, I might not like this, but I gave it a shot, and after reading the blurb and everything, I was like, oh, I might actually like this. So it basically follows this girl called Liv, who her dad is running to be like some big shot in the town. I can't exactly remember what he's running for, but something big in the town. And to her it's kind of annoying because she just wants to settle down where she is, just live a normal like teenage life. And she starts to like, she has this like crush on like the popular guy, as per usual, what's new in YA. And that starts to go well, but then it just goes downhill from there. And it's kind of a coming of age story, but I just didn't really like the way it was portrayed at all. I gave it 2 stars. It just wasn't it. It just it felt flat, and I don't know, like after reading the thing I was like, this could really be good if it's done well, but I was kind of on the fence anyway. So it's a big disappointment, but it's not like a horrible thing. Like it's not like I've heard so much hype about it and now it's rubbish kind of thing. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Okay, but the next question brings a lot happier of a note to it, and that is my biggest surprise of the year, and that would have to be Ready Player One. I am not a sci-fi person. I never have been, I may never be, but this book was amazing. I picked it up first because I just wanted to watch the film, and I was like, you can't call yourself a book lover and not read the book before you watch the film, so you're gonna have to read the book. And I listened to an audiobook and it was just amazing. It was, I don't know, I never expected something, because it was one of those books I just went into without reading the blurb, without knowing anything really. I just knew it was really popular when it came out as a film, so I was like, what have I got to lose? It was just amazing. Like it follows this journey of, so basically there's this really popular like video game maker, and he passed away, and he made this competition, and whoever wins it will get his fortune. And a lot of people are competing, and just it follows kind of like some like single players who are just trying to do it alone, and there's this massive tech company that is trying to beat everyone to it so they can get obviously the money and stuff. And it's just really interesting. Like I would never myself think of anything close to this kind of idea. Like, you know, when an idea is so out there, you're just like, wow, you're really imaginative. Like this author really went all out with their imagination, and it worked and it paid off. So definitely pick this one up. This is one I'm like, pick up. Like even if you're not really a sci-fi person, it's not too sci-fi. You're like, I don't know what's going on, I don't get it. It's one of those sci-fi that's like on the cusp, but also could just be anyone could read this. It's really amazing. Pick it up. Okay, the next one talks about your new favorite author, and I would have to say it's Stephanie Perkins. I read There's Someone Inside Your House this year, and it blew me away. Her mystery writing is amazing. Like I always admire people that can write mystery really well, because I think it can be really challenging. Like I think it can really, like, you have to connect the dots in your head, but you can't let the reader connect the dots, and I didn't connect the dots. It's wild. It's basically all about this girl called Makani, and she goes to stay with her grandma, and she likes this guy Ollie, and he kind of likes her, but they're both kind of like standoffish in a way, and it takes them a while to realise. And then when they realise, there starts being like murders happening all over the town, and it's like everyone's getting scared obviously because no one knows who or what it is. And the way she just wrote the characters, they were so in depth for such a short book. Like I felt like I knew them by the end of the book, and I also just felt like I'd gone on a whole journey. And oh, I can't wait to read the rest of her books, because if this is oh, I can't speak English at the moment. If this is how any of the rest of her books are, then 10 out of 10 already, like, amazing. Okay, the next one asks who's my newest favourite character. This one was also really hard because I feel like I've just fallen in love with so many characters over this past, 6 months. But one I went with was Prince Maxton from the Selection series. I just think he's so witty, so funny, so kind, and kind of like not what you're expecting from the prince of the book. Like I was really expecting him like snobby, stuck-up guy, but he's really nice, and I think that's literally the only reason I chose him, just because he's generally not what you expect, and he's generally just a good guy. And sometimes I feel like in YA or just books in general, guys can be painted really nasty, like really mean, especially like when they're put in such high esteem, like royalty, or they're like those guys that they put on the front that are like hard, but like inside they're all soft, but like he's never portrayed like that. He's just portrayed as a nice guy. I haven't even read the first book, so maybe later in the series I won't like him as much, but currently he's really nice and one of my new favourite characters. Okay, the next one is a book that made you cry, and that has to be, I can't even put the book up, 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khalid Hussein. I don't even need to say anything about this author. He's just amazing. He knows how to pull out every heartstring you have in your body, and he's just amazing. Like, he wrote the Kite Runner, and that made me cry so much. This book was no different. He just knows how to write stories where you just feel like it's so real. Like, I think some books are meant to be sad because they kind of don't seem real. They don't make you as sad as they're meant to, but this felt so real. Like, I always feel like his stories, I'm in them, like they're actually happening in front of my eyes, and that made me so sad. And this book just follows this girl who's only 15, and she's forced to marry this older man, and then she later meets this other girl and they kind of form a friendship. And it's just like, if you're looking for a book to make your heart hurt, read this. If you're looking for a book to make you happy, do not read this because you're gonna be sorely hurt and broken. And if you're looking for, if you want to cry, this is it, pick it up. Okay, the next one is a book that made you happy, so I'll move on to a much happier note, and that is Geekerella. It was something I picked up because I knew it was just going to be a quick, fun read, and it didn't disappoint. It's basically a Cinderella sort of retelling. For me, this book was just so light-hearted. It was so funny. It kept me just entertained. Like, I was reading at a time when I was kind of in the reading slump. I was just looking for a book that was easy for me to just follow and for me just to get a good, satisfied feeling out of it, and that's definitely what it gave me. If you're looking for that, pick it up. I think I gave this 4 or 5 stars. I can't really remember, but definitely just pick it up if you're looking for something to get out of a reading slump. It's definitely one to go for. Okay, the next one is another one I cannot answer because I actually haven't gone through this thing yet. So it's most beautiful book you've bought. I haven't actually bought any books this year, which, wow, what an achievement. Not a single book bought, so I haven't actually got one to show, which is really sad. But just know that I've had a lot of beautiful books that I've read, like, that have good covers. I just do not have them with me because I probably borrowed them from the library, so that's sad. But that's my answer for this question. Nothing more I can really say. Okay, the next one is, what books do you plan to read for the rest of the year? I recently actually just made a TBR video of books that I really want to get to that I haven't got to for some reason. You know, I just haven't. So I just made a list, but I'll give you like 2 of the main ones. So the first one is the Lunar Chronicles series, because what am I doing? Like, why have I still not read it? Why have I only read 1 book? And it's like, you know, when you love a first book but you don't continue the series, and you're just like, why not? You have no reason not to continue the series. So that's definitely like the first one. And the second one is To Kill a Mockingbird, because we're still here in 2020, not already been reading this book and been like, you're gonna read more classics, and still haven't read some classic or this book. So definitely those are the priority. Who knows if I'll get to them? Hopefully. I say priority, but then I never read them, so who knows. Okay, that's my mid-year freak out book tag. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what books answer any of these questions for you, and remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.